Hello there, humans. Still scrolling through TikTok to learn English grammar? Stop it. Just stop it. Let a horse clear your mind today. You know, you humans always fight over silly things. Who is richer? Who has more followers? But back in the late 19th century, two genius minds fought over something much bigger: electricity. And honestly, it was absolute pure drama. Welcome to history's greatest rivalries. Today, the untold war between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Listen carefully to my words, because by the end of this story, you won't just learn history. Your English vocabulary and listening will reach a whole new level. Let me set the stage for you. Picture New York City in the 1880s. The streets were dark, dirty, and smelled, well, almost as bad as a barn. Thomas Edison was already an American superstar. Well, he was a businessman, a master of publicity, and a ruthless inventor. Everyone thought he invented the light bulb, right? Actually, he just improved an old idea. But hey, his marketing team was amazing. He built factories, hired hundreds of workers, and wanted to power the entire world with his technology. Then, on a cold afternoon, a tall, quiet young man stepped off a boat from Europe, Nikola Tesla. Tesla had practically no money. He had 4 cents in his pocket, a book of poetry, and a mind filled with wild, unbelievable ideas about the future. Edison was pragmatic and grounded. Tesla was an absolute dreamer. Edison was driven by profit. Tesla was driven by vision. They were like oil and water. They just couldn't mix. Yet Edison hired Tesla at his company, and one day he made a famous deal. Edison promised Tesla, "If you can completely redesign my broken electricity generators, I'll pay you $50,000. $50,000 back in 1884? That was a horse-sized fortune. You could buy a whole ranch with that. So Tesla worked like a machine, day and night. He barely slept. He barely ate. He completely fixed Edison's generators. But when he finally walked into Edison's office and asked for his payment, Edison just leaned back in his chair and laughed. He said, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." Cold-blooded, right? He didn't pay him a single penny. Tesla quit immediately. He was so broke, so completely penniless, that he had to dig ditches in the streets of New York for $1 a day just to buy food. Imagine that, a genius, digging holes in the dirt. But true genius cannot stay buried for long. You see, Edison advocated for direct current, or DC, but DC was weak. It couldn't travel more than 1 mile without losing its power. You would need a power plant on every corner. Tesla had a far superior idea: alternating current, or AC. A C power could travel hundreds of miles through simple wires without losing energy. It could power an entire city from miles away. And that sparked the legendary current war. Edison got scared. He was terrified of losing his empire. He knew Tesla's system was superior, so what did he do? Did he try to invent a better system? No. He started a dark, dirty smear campaign. Edison tried to convince the public that Tesla's AC current was deadly and dangerous. He even publicly electrocuted poor animals on stage, just to make people terrified of Tesla's power. Horrible, truly horrible behavior. But truth always wins, doesn't it? In 1893, the World's Fair was held in Chicago. It was the biggest event on Earth. Edison demanded a fortune to light up the fair, so the organizers hired Tesla instead. On opening night, Tesla threw the switch. In a single second, hundreds of thousands of light bulbs illuminated the entire city in brilliant, glowing light. It was majestic. The crowd gasped in awe. Tesla won the war. Today, the electricity powering the device you are watching this on? Yes, that's Tesla's dream. Tesla won the technology war, but did he win at life? Unfortunately, no. Tesla was an eccentric man. He was obsessed with the number 3. He washed his hands constantly, and in his final years, he lived alone, talking to wild pigeons in Central Park. He died penniless, in a small hotel room, with only pigeons by his side. Tesla lost his entire fortune because he was a pure idealist who didn't understand how business works. He cared about humanity, not money. But what happens when a brilliant idealist does know how to play the business game? In our next episode, we explore the legendary war between two men who built the digital world, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. You don't want to miss that one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, unless you want to stay in the dark like Edison's old light bulbs. See you in the next lesson, humans. Keep learning.